So, hello everybody. Today I'm joined by Jaden. Jaden, thank you for taking some time today. You happy to just do a quick intro of who you are and what it is that you do?
Of course. So my name is Jaden. I've been in the online space for quite a while. I'm 21 years old at the moment. I turned 22 in January 2026. But I've been in the online space for quite a while now. I started off in the agency space, so running local lead gen, advertising campaigns. I scaled my agency quite fast with that. We still run the agency, and my agency is at 150K monthly recurring revenue. Last month we did $170,000 cash collected. But I've just kind of transitioned outside of the agency as I've kind of offloaded that to my team into the kind of mentorship, business mentorship space. I help a lot of agency owners that are at that 10 to 20K a month mark scale themselves up to get to that 100K mark with their agency. So that's what I do at the moment.
Cool. Cool. Thank you for breaking that down. So yeah, obviously Jaden's already done well in the online space and he was just looking to push the business mentorship side of things with ads, etc. So Jaden, do you want to break down like when we first met? I believe it was May of this year we first ever had our first conversation. Like
I
what
think
was
so, yeah.
the main frustrations, just thing you were trying to overcome at that point in time?
I think in that of time, I was looking at a couple of different business coaches to kind of help me get off the ground. I fell into Alexi's ecosystem from a friend of mine that was actually working with him, and I decided to take the leap and take the jump. I think initially when I decided to start working with you is because I saw so much success on my friend side of things, whereas the other person I was looking at going with, I had heard a lot of mixed stories and a lot of different things from people. So knowing that you were doing well with him, I thought I would kind of go into that. When I first started out with you, I was a complete beginner to the space. Obviously, I knew a lot about marketing and funnels and automations from my agency experience, but into the info space and the mentorship space, I was a complete beginner. Obviously, running ads is simple when it's for local lead gen and your own business, but when it comes to actually targeting an industry that's very saturated, like business mentorship and info products, it was a thing where I needed to stand out, and Alexi really helped me with pushing that and standing out amongst the crowd. I It took me about a month to build out the entire system of what I was trying to do and figure things out, and just kind of set everything in stone, build out the funnels, build out some of my pre-recorded course, build out some of my modules and things like that. But I ended up kind of still going down that route, but going a little bit more down the mentorship route and giving them access to that. Since then, we've been doing quite well. We launched with follower ads to start with, and they did really, really well. We got a really good ROI on follower ads, and then we started doing VSL ads and like just talking head ads to a funnel. That took a little bit more of a slow start, but we're getting there now, and we're working on improving that. So I pretty much started in the info space completely brand new, and now we're launched and we're moving.
Nice, cool. And I guess for you, like at the start, I feel like you've kind of covered it, but I just want to make sure I've covered all angles. Like when we first had those few conversations, like what was it for you that made you want to go ahead? Was it just the fact that you'd already knew someone? Was there anything else that made you take that next step?
I think it was actually seeing how you ran your operation. Like for me, I'm the type of person where when I'm completely new to an industry, I need a little bit of guidance and I need a little bit of accountability. And knowing that you could give me that guidance and accountability is why I decided to move ahead. I wanted someone that could actually make sure I was going to get to where I wanted to be, but also could keep me accountable and would message me every here and there, be like, okay, how's things going? Like, I know our call's in a couple of days. How's things going? And I feel like you did that really well. So I think the accountability aspect, as well as seeing how well you did for my friend and seeing how well you've done in the space and just kind of helping me get off the ground and giving me that little bit extra of retention that I needed really helped and really made me decide to kind of go with you.
Nice, I'm glad. And I guess the most exciting bit, the bit that people want to hear, obviously feel free to share as much as you're comfortable sharing, but like what are the results you've achieved so far in our time together?
So as we've worked together, I've probably spent over the last month and a half is when we actually launched ads. Um, we have spent probably I think 13,000 Australian dollars, and off the back of that, we've made a 4x ROAS. So we've made back times four of that 13,000,
Nice. So what's that about?
about 56, 60, 56,
Nice.
60,000 from ad spend.
Nice, amazing, amazing. It's a brilliant start considering, like you said, you were new to the market
That's a great
and
start.
getting you established. And now we've got the data, we know what works, what doesn't. Now I'm looking forward to just taking that to to the next level for you. So
Absolutely.
for you, like I've personally really enjoyed working with you. I've loved the speed of getting things done, and I've said like this is what's next, and you've got it done instantly, which I've loved. But for you, has there been anything in particular that you've enjoyed most about working together?
I think it's just you're very easy to talk to. It's a thing of you're very uh, helpful when needed, and you're also very good for when it comes to a mindset thing and kind of just putting me back on the right track when I see this person and this person and this person doing things. Um, I've really enjoyed the time, not only the time that you've helped me grow business wise, but the time, of us getting to know each other as people as well. And I feel like it's a business relationship, but it's also a friendship to an extent. Like I know, even though we are going to continue, if I didn't, I know you would still love to get lunch if I was in Dubai and things like that. So it's one of those things where a lot of people you'll work with online, a lot of them don't do that. And I really
Mm.
love the culture and the accountability. The culture and the aspect of making it feel a little bit more like between a friendship and also a business relationship.
Yeah, no, definitely for sure, mate. Like I said, I've genuinely enjoyed working with you, and like I say, over this time, it's gone from just a client to begin with to now I see you as a friend as well. So I'm still
Appreciate
waiting
that.
for you to come to Dubai anyway for that lunch.
Yeah, I'll be there
But
very soon.
yeah, cool. And I guess last two questions for you, Jane, and I appreciate the time again. Like, I guess this is good for anybody who's like looked at a few people and is wondering who to go with. Like for you personally, when you first started with me or were about to start, did you have any particular hesitations or
I think it
concerns?
was mainly because I didn't know you as
Mm,
much. You were a very new face to me. I think obviously my friend recommended you, so it was the thing of like there was a little bit of trust there. But it was also a thing of like I went through your content, I saw what you were talking about. We spoke on multiple occasions. It wasn't like one sales call and then I closed. We spoke I think three times, and it
yeah,
made me feel a little bit more like okay, you actually cared. You weren't just trying to push for a close every time. You were just trying to help, and that's what I really think helped me push past the hesitations of okay, I don't know you. Are you actually going to be able to help me? I think it was also seeing what you've done for other people, and that really helped. As for hesitations, I feel like the biggest hesitation for me when starting out probably would have been that you haven't worked in my type of industry, but you
mm,
still helped me get to where I somewhat wanted to be. Obviously, we still have a lot of growth ahead of us, but you were still able to help me get there, even though you hadn't had any experience in the info agency space. So I think, it kind of works to the point where if anyone's on the fence, whether you're in any industry, I think you have the right systems and the right knowledge to be able to push ahead and get anyone the results that they need, or the appointments that they need, as long as they work and they do things with accountability. They keep themselves accountable, you keep them accountable, but they also have speed. You can't take 2 months to get set up.
yeah, no, for sure. And I appreciate you bringing that up as well because that's a common thing that I get told as well. But yeah, exactly. Like the systems and the knowledge and the principles of how to run ads is the same. And as long as you know who you want to get, I can help you get them. So appreciate that. And last question for you here, Jaden. Who would you recommend us to and why?
Honestly, I think it's a thing where anyone that's just trying to get started in the info space or in the business consulting space, anything like that, anything info product, mentorship, things like that. I think anyone that's either a beginner or is trying to scale would be great for you, even at a higher level if you just need more appointments. Feel like I would mostly recommend you to anyone that wants to get started in the space, as well as someone that is in the space dabbling a little bit but doesn't know how to get to that next level. I think you could pretty much help anyone from any industry, at any level. I think it's just a matter of, you just need to have a sit down with you, or you need to have a sit down with Alexi and kind of just have a conversation about where you're at and where you want to go. And I think a lot of the times he'll be able to take you there, because I don't think, this space and the knowledge he has is capped to any niche or any industry. It's just a matter of where you want to go, what you want to do, and what niche you're in. Not that I don't think the niche is a big thing. It's also a matter of where you're at. Which again, if you're a beginner or you're in the middle, I don't think that's an issue as well. I feel like you could pretty much help anyone.
Yeah, cool. Thank you, Jaden. Again, appreciate you taking the time. And
Of course,
yeah, it's been a pleasure working with you so far. And I'm looking
been
forward
great.
to the next period of working together. And like I
Absolutely.
say, to finally seeing you come here in Dubai. But again, thank you
I'll see
again.
you next year. For sure. I'll see you next year.
I'll
100%.
hold you to that. I'll be waiting.
I'll,
But
I'll
cool.
be there.
Cool, perfect. Thank you, mate. And for anybody watching, if you want to see a little bit more about what I've been doing with Jaden, like in terms of the process and the ad strategy, I'll leave a link below so you can check that all out. But again, Jaden, thank you for your time.
Of course, anytime.